You are watching the mighty Be In Sports, joining up the world from our international broadcast centre here in Qatar. Live now on Facebook and Twitter. If you've found us through that formula, let your mates know where we are. I'm Richard Keys.
I'm Andy Gray.
Breaking the draw for the semi-finals of the Champions League has been made. Liverpool have got the one they wanted. Roma have got the one they wanted.
Yeah.
Arsenal have got Atletico Madrid, incidentally, in the
They've
Europa
got the one
League.
they didn't want,
Yes,
Arsenal.
The Munchen, incidentally, have announced their new manager today, Niko Kovac, who used to play for them. Let's not look yet, Andy, at those games in particular, but back on what happened midweek. What did you make of it all?
It was extraordinary midweek for the Champions League. It was a week we went into thinking most jobs have been done. Results in the first leg suggested that there was very little chance that anyone who was down in the match was getting back into it. And we were proven wrong. It was an extraordinary week. It gave us everything: great goals, great drama, controversy. It was sendings off. I mean, you name it.
Tuesday first, has Guardiola been found out that he actually can't win a major trophy without Messi?
No, he hasn't been found out, Richard. I think that, listen, Liverpool did a number on them. Well, many people thought they could. I was one of them. I felt they had the tools to win a cup tie, a two-legged cup tie against them, and that's the way it proved. Certain decisions went their way. Not a lot went for Pep Guardiola with refereeing decisions. There could have been an offside in Salah's first goal at Anfield. They should certainly have been 2-0 up at half-time at the Etihad, and that might have been a whole lot different. But these things that go against you, if you've got Messi, things that go against you, and he normally gets you out of trouble. But even they didn't get themselves out of trouble.
And did Michael Oliver get it right Wednesday night, so deep into stoppage time, to deny Juve really what they deserved, which was another 30 minutes?
I thought it was a really soft penalty. I really did. I wouldn't sit here and say it was a definite penalty. Neither would I sit here and say it wasn't a penalty. I just felt it was a massive call at that time in a football match. And I said to you in midweek, I wonder, and maybe it's unfair to Michael Oliver, I wonder, had the situation arisen at the other end? Right?
Arisen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Arisen at the other end. Never one of my best subjects.
I like it, arised. I like it, yeah.
Had it arisen at the other end, would Michael have come to the same decision?
No.
With 70,000 Madridistas?
No, in my view, no, absolutely not.
So I think it was such a big decision to make and not a conclusive decision that, listen, he made it. He's been backed a lot by his peers.
Listen, let me just tell you this, which is very interesting. I spoke to a former professional footballer this week discussing, because obviously I was taking your view on board, but like to know what others think. The majority felt Michael Oliver got it right, but they feel that he may have done himself in the long term real harm, because apparently Howard Webb is of the view, and was when he refereed, those that make big decisions like that and cause a stir like that very often don't get too many more big games, because that's not really what UEFA want.
Well, I think what we want are right decisions, but I just thought it was so.
Look, we never get right decisions all of the time.
What I mean, it was so innocuous, the challenge. It was something about nothing. He got wrong side of the attacker. There's absolutely no doubt about that. But was it a blatant push in the back that sent them over to the ground? Not for me.
No, it was more the fact
Making
that
the
UEFA
decision.
want to steer from controversy like that.
Yeah.
And therefore, anyway, that's
no, I don't agree.
That's for discussion.
I would not agree with that.
It's too deep a subject.
Controversy is what football's littered with, and it's what we love it for, because there are controversial decisions.
So, what was it like to be a Real Madrid fan in the Santiago Bernabeu on Wednesday night? We shall ask Ramon Calderon, no less, the former president of Real Madrid, in just a moment.
Oh, lovely. Look forward to that.
Mo Salah, by the way, gets a mention today on the back page of the Daily Mirror. Could very well be on his way to Real, so we'll run that past Ramon as well. Burgergate we shall be discussing. That is the fuss that's been going on at Maccrington Stanley, where the owner, Andy Holt, buys McDonald's when the team win. They buy the players if they lose, which hasn't happened often. They're top and can go up this weekend. But the EFL, would you believe, conducted an investigation into what they felt might be an illegal bonus scheme.
Come on, lads. They've got too much time in their hands, obviously, the EFL. That's ridiculous.
Also on our programme today, Dawn Astle. There's a new play about to launch in the West End about her dad.
No,
Jeff.
Birmingham, sorry.
Birmingham.
Birmingham.
About her dad, Jeff. And this week, very well timed. More investigative work into dementia and its risks we shall discuss with Dawn shortly. And last week on Keys and Gray, we were doing this.
That was like a throwback, Richard, to the mid-70s, early 80s. I remember only too well.
Okay, nothing happened, the bus is destroyed, but I didn't expect from a club this prestigious like Liverpool do this kind of thing.
I was at Anfield at the day, and I felt the pressure outside the ground, inside the ground. To describe it, words like intimidating, explosive.
It just shouldn't have happened.
It was a shambles. Whoever was in control of getting Manchester City from the hotel to that ground safely made a complete and utter mess of it.
He's been sensational. This season, I look at Messi and Ronaldo. They've been doing it for like 5 or 10 years, easily. Salah's first year, it's too early to say, but this year I'd put him up on par with Ronaldo and Messi.
The world's busiest football team right now, 1874 Northwich, who are playing Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays to fulfil a fixture list that is busy.
Have you slept much, Paul, in the last couple of weeks or so?
I've not been home much in the last few weeks, really. Rather than the usual setup where you'd probably pick players on merit and players that are playing particularly well, or you'd want a settled side. It's more a case of these are the games in the next week. Which ones can you make because of work and family commitment?
In the interests of staying abreast, some of the stories that we have brought you, not least that at 1874 Northwich. 3 games this week. Paul Bowyer, their boss we spoke to last. 3 games this week. They won 2 on the road.
Brilliant.
Lost the 3rd at Charnock Richard by 5 goals to 0.
Well, they were probably absolutely shattered by the time they got to Charnock Richard.
This is a team, Andy, catching up, remember.
I know.
Playing 18 games
Look at this.
between now and the end of the
14,
season.
16, 18, they've got 3 in 4 days. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Good luck to them.
Good luck, lads.
1874
I actually
Northwich.
hope they do it, don't we?
Yeah, we'll
It would
stay
be
across
amazing.
it. We will stay across it and probably talk to Paul again before the end of the season as well. Safe standing we've discussed often. West Brom applied.
Wow, okay.
Officially, the first Premier League to do so. Tracy Crouch, the sports minister, said no. There is no appetite for it whatsoever. But
From whom?
Well, they say the football.
Really?
The football people in general.
Really?
And
I thought there
certainly
was.
government.
I thought there was a growing swell.
Well, this is interesting. Look, Kevin Miles, the chief executive of the SFF, rejected Crouch's analysis to answer your question. Then he said, I can't understand why the minister has taken this position. Page 2, he said there's a general consensus among practitioners in the game, those involved in stewarding, policing and managing grounds, that you will never get rid of the persistent standing by a minority of fans. That's happening now,
the ones that stand
beyond
now,
the seat. That the current regulations are discredited by their unenforceability and they prevent clubs from managing standing sensibly.
I agree.
Which is what they were looking to try to do.
Yes, I agree with them. I mean, you go to every ground in the Premier League now, there are fans
With
standing.
the Hillsborough victims' families on side.
Absolutely, 100%.
It's something I think we've got to revisit.
Yeah.
But for Tracy Crouch, just to dismiss in the manner she did, no.
Well, she's a politician.
Good news. The Premier League clubs are meeting today, Friday, in London. It looks as though there is no appetite to bring in VAR yet. They'll put it off for another season.
Good. That's a very good decision,
Couldn't
I
agree
think,
more.
for Premier League. Very good decision.
Also, Premier League today will discuss the story we have been talking about here on Keys and Gray for the past 6 weeks or so, the relationship between Jorge Mendes and Wolverhampton Wanderers. EFL cleared it. Premier League want to take another look at it.
What do you think?
I think there's an issue. Les Reed, that is, who's been running Southampton the past 5-6 years, director of football. He's the man, Andy, that's found all the nuggets that Liverpool subsequently signed. If that's the case, he should take responsibility for this year as well. But the Premier League are looking to try to install him as their first technical director. I don't know what that means or what he would do or why they need one. But anyway, that's
I think Les might just have got lucky. I think, like, where Manchester United, we talk about the class of 92, that was Leslie's class of 92.
Cannot understand that. If you're a professional footballer today and you want to play football in the Premier League, I've said it many times, I think you get in your car, if you're lucky, well, your Rolls Royce probably, and you drive to your intended destination. For agents to be taking 200 million out of the game to make that happen,
that's a business on its own. That's a business on its own.
It's something else the Premier League are discussing, not before time. Big game this weekend, your boys?
By the way, Not before time.
Dave King, the Rangers chairman, has said we need to spend money. Ali McCoist, in response, who of course has managed Rangers, record goal scorer, says, yeah, you're right, and we need 4 minimum.
Minimum.
To even mount a challenge.
Yeah, I think we need about 6 real quality players to carry on. And I have to say, in Graham Murty's defence, he's done a brilliant job this season.
Then make it permanent.
I would not. I think there are a lot of Ibrox fans, Rangers fans now, who would go along with that. Maybe not when he was appointed, not a big enough name that some were saying, but I think he's done a terrific job.
Mikhailichenko is a big name, but he's not going to get it.
He's not getting it. No. He played well for Rangers, though.
This Andy, is fascinating. Seismologists can follow the Argentinian footballer's success at Barcelona and that of his club by measuring the vibrations as his supporters leap in celebration. They are...
Wow.
It is extraordinary. This was the match against Barcelona in 2015. Look at the
jump.
Small, well, I say small vibrations. Look. This is your general hurly-burly. This is Messi scoring goals.
Wow.
It's great,
so if Suarez scores, it's not as big as that?
No, not as big as that.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
It's great, isn't it?
Look at the concert. Nobody in a concert.
If you're a seismologist and you've got no other point of contact in the world, at least you know when Messi's scoring goals.
Yeah. The stadium rocks. Well and truly.
Fixtures this weekend. All of these games live, of course, on our beIN Sports channels. Paul Robinson will be with us this weekend. City cannot win the title. Nope. Even if they win at Tottenham Hotspur. But join us on beIN Sports 11. We've got 4 games Saturday, back to back. And all the goals, of course, live as they go in. Right, when we come back... Really? 97 minutes? And he was a victim of it as well. Ramon Calderon, the former president of Real Madrid, joins us to discuss. By the way, have a look at this. It's extraordinary how football is growing in China. This is Guangzhou. All of this...
That's a holiday resort.
...is not a holiday resort. It's a football academy.
Wow.
50 full-size pitches for the boys. 2,500 players. Look at it. They've got 24 coaches from Real Madrid.
Oh, where? Guess where the next pool of talent's coming from Real Madrid.
It's staggering. 130 million, Andy, to give these boys a chance to go and play on the big stage.
I mean, and listen, make no mistake, there will be young kids there now, will be in the food chain, for want of a better description, of the football food chain, Give them another 5 or 10 years, there'll be Chinese footballers all over the world.
It didn't take the memesters long. I'm not sure that... I know that meme is a word, but memester... Anyway. This after...
Well, I just think that tells you how controversial it was, how inconclusive it might have been. That they're all over it.
You must have seen it. I did laugh when I saw that. Real Madrid celebrating with what should have been Michael Oliver, but the ref the other night after a storming comeback.
Do you think
from
that
Juventus.
originated in Italy? That
Every chance. And Michael Oliver, our English referee, deep in stoppage time, said penalty. So what was it like to be a Real Madrid fan in the Bernabeu the other night? None bigger or better to answer that question than the former president of Real Madrid,
yes,
Ramon Calderon.
Looking well. Ramon, tell us about that ridiculous penalty session on Wednesday night.
Well, very good evening to you both. I'm sure you are calling because you know that one like this is only in a few weeks to our museum. It will be our 30th. We will be very happy to hold it.
Would you concede, Ramon, that there was a good deal of fortune about the way that you eventually got past Juve midweek?
I think we've proven always in this competition that we play until the last gasp. We are able, the players have that in their DNA. It's not easy to do what they've done. It's clear that the penalty, well, we've heard, as I'm sure, and read, as you've done, many opinions of former referees, players, pundits, and there's no unanimity. It's very difficult to say if it was or not, but when the referee calls it, and I'm sure he had the help of the goal line assistant, so I'm sure he saw it and is what he decided to do that. But it's true that it was just at the last of the match, and that was more controversial than in other occasions.
Sorry, Ramon, give us an idea of what it was like to be a fan. All of us, it's 3-3 on aggregate, and you must be thinking to yourself, wow, what's happening here? And then all of a sudden, a gift from heaven.
I don't think it was a gift, but we always play jokes saying, and I was able to do that to one Pope, that they are not dressing in white by chance. It's because God is a Real Madrid follower.
But Ramon,
that's why we've been able to score in Lisbon that in the minute 93, and we've been. I wouldn't say lucky. We fight for that in the 90 minutes, but perhaps in the last 5 minutes we do something that no other one does, and that's very important. Yeah. And we always think that it can be done in the last minute, and it comes. So it is fun. It is something that we like it.
Ramon, was there ever a doubt in the stadium that the great man might miss the penalty?
No, I think he's proven in the last matches mainly to be in a very good shape. I think he's been doing things in the right way. He couldn't play the first 4 matches in La Liga. We missed him a lot. And then but in the last matches against Juventus, that goal, the overhead kick was amazing. It's gone all over the world. So that's something that proves that he is in a fantastic shape, even though he's 30, but it looks like 20.
When we last spoke, there was a lot of unrest around the Bernabeu, and a lot of it centred on Ronaldo. So is he now forgiven for being Portuguese? Is he Spanish again?
No, I'm sure he's one player very committed with us. He will be with us, I'm sure. And if having him like he is now, as I said before, one trophy like this is easily coming to our museum.
Right, I warn you now, Ramon. The politician in you is about to surface.
Yes.
Stay with us. Listen to this, what John Barnes has had to say